first carry here for Robinson. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Fields. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He gets it to Thomas. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Fields. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. He's got his tight end Fant. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the 1st, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Fields on 1st down. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Fields throwing again. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. From 19 yards away. And the Commanders are on the board here first in the season opener. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 24. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That's the kind of one that gets everyone excited on offense. And you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the tricking. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
On 2nd and a couple. Fields. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Fields. That one complete out to Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the 1st drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
On play action, Fields slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, Fields. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their 1st drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
To throw is Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
It's a room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 65 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
This one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Throwing is Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop, too, and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. That's out to the flat for Gibson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. Fields hit and the ball is loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going Denver, touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week one, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got it.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Robinson up the middle. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
McPherson's kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game. And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Fans, a reminder, coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for highlights and analysis and scores from around the NFL here in this opening weekend.
Let's put the coach to work.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Now a first down throw, Fields. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And McPherson on for the extra point. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on-two matchup.
Now Wilson on first down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over. end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And some room to work. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 95 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On second down, Williams. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. We talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On third down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Hand off now to Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Robinson will try to pick it up. Nice little juke. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, it's Fields. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. This pass caught by Hamler. And all the way home for a Broncos score. K.J. Hamler, 53 yards. And the Broncos are back within a score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And this is off the left upright, but he banks it through. How about that one? After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From the 6. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Pretty important third quarter drive for it, and momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. That one will set them back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
McPherson on for the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Fields now to throw. Throw right side complete to Dotson. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
You get a completion.
you get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
No
yardage. Okay.
Throwing on 3rd down. Fields under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And he missed it. It's no good. Now this will remain an 11-point spread. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. So he stopped for no gain, and that will bring up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's got some space here. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 118 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They go play action now. Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this one is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. So close to an NFL record, but denied by the crossbar.
And you have to feel bad for him, don't you? He squeezed every last inch out of that kick. Oh, I thought he had it, but you said it. He's denied by the cruel sound of the metal crossbar.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 12 and a Commander's 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Fields. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Again, it's Robinson. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Back to throw. Fields. Dodson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Commanders are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, and to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 154 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case. Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Commanders, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.